So would you want him to take over as the defensive coordinator here in Washington? And what do you think it would take to get him? Because he is the DC in Minnesota, where they had a top 5 defense this year. I do think he is the dream candidate. I did our pal Toothpicks podcast, the First String podcast last night, and he asked me, give me your top 3 candidates for defense coordinator. And I think that's kind of tough to answer. And I said, well, the dream list, like in a magic wand, Brian Flores would be the guy because his defenses thrive.
But apparently Brian Flores' contract expired, so he's a free agent.
I was a good candidate.
So that's another reason why he could pick any other team.
Yeah.
Just reading that now.
All right, let's bang out some of these calls. 800-636-1067. Is Brian Flores the guy? Is that who you're targeting? It's going to be hard to – you're not going to get him. Obviously, he gets a real head coach.
Or is there another guy you really like?
And then how attractive is our defensive coordinator job? Valdez and others can make the argument that you can only go up. Can't get worse than the worst ever. Or do you look at it and go, man, it's going to be hard to shine over there. They got nothing.
Well, okay, they got nothing, but the roster is going to look different.
But how much? There's only so much you could do.
It's not going to be the same roster.
Nothing.
They're going to add a lot of pieces on the defense.
I'm aware of that.
Okay.
Do the same thing on
offense.
offense.
You can't say they got nothing. You don't know what they have yet.
Well, whatever they have is.
They got nothing now.
They got nothing now. And so it's a blank slate. When you're hired, you got nothing now.
Yeah.
Who knows what they get in free agency? Probably get a veteran or two. I'm sure they're going to add 7 or 8 veterans.
Sure.
Right? But are any of them going to be impactful players that you can build on?
Well, that's up to Adam.
Or are they going to be one-year rentals?
You better find the right guys.
I was going to say, yeah.
Of course, that's what you're shooting for.
That's their goal.
But they're going to draft a bunch of rookies, presumably.
Yep.
Are they going to plug and play right away and be impactful? Or are they going to be like Abdul Carter and have come on late in the season and have 1 sack for 10
they'll be
games?
Confident that whoever they draft is going to be a vital part to their defense.
And they'll be confident, but will he do it?
Well, these guys they all got egos. They all think they can do it. They all think they can make a defense better.
You think if you were a defensive coordinator in demand, you wouldn't shun this job simply because the cupboard is bare?
I'm not saying that a Brian Flores would want it, but I think like an up-and-coming guy, maybe a younger defensive coordinator, would love it because they can establish what they want. There's going to be new parts in the cupboard.
No, of course. I need an established
and I tell you
guy.
I'll tell you what. It all comes down to money too.
We've already got a 30-year-old.
Have money.
Got a 30-year-old OC. I can't have a super green defensive coordinator.
Well, the difference is you
need an established guy.
At least you have DQ looking over his shoulder, making sure he's in line.
Okay, that's fine.
We're focused on just the player aspect. I think for a guy like Brian Flores, and probably every coach that would be moving to a new organization, you start with who am I working with as the head coach, and who am I working with as the general manager?
People seem to like DQ.
And that's where I think it's a positive because I think Dan Quinn has a great reputation in the league, and he's built this culture, and I think that coaches would be receptive to joining the staff.
It also comes down to relationships, too. I mean,
totally.
He's got a relationship with Raheem Morris. He's got a relationship with Jeff Ulbrich, who was the Falcons' defensive coordinator. He goes way back to when they worked together in San Francisco. Worked together with Raheem Morris in Atlanta.
I feel like Raheem Morris's name is bigger than his real resume. In other words, he's worked a lot of places.
Right.
But when I look at the rankings of his defenses,
maybe not great.
They don't
maybe not
But
great.
his connection does go way back with Dan Quinn. I mean, Dan Quinn was a grad assistant when Raheem Morris was playing college football at Hofstra.
Yeah, they know each other.
They go back a long time.
and that trumps all of it. Actually.
Sure, relationships are huge.
Relationships trumps all.
All right, let's go to the phones. 1-800-636-1067. Brian Flores, according to Ian Rappaport, is at the top of the list here for the Washington Commanders. Do you want him?
I'm a Skids fan, and I think it's a trash job. I am. I'm a fan. I'm being honest. I think it's a trash job.
Well, that would mean that you have no faith in Adam Peters to rebuild the trashy defense.
I mean,
that's what it sounds
do
like.
so much in 1 year. I mean, I'm sure they'll get better. How much? I don't know.
Here's the thing. If you're a coach, you're probably not going to
be better.
You're probably not going to find a job
did.
as defensive coordinator with a defense that has 4 All-Pros. It's just not going to happen because that defense will be good. Yeah. That job opening is not going to be there.
If a head coach is fired, the whole staff is fired, and then you might have had a good defense. Might have had a better defense. It's not always like that, right? When a staff is fired, you could inherit a decent defense. I know this. You can't inherit a worse defense. We're the worst again in the universe. What's bigger than the galaxy? The worst professional defense.
Universe.
In the universe.
Yeah.
Is that the biggest it can be?
I don't know. There could be another, solar system somewhere else where there's
the metaverse.
But that would be in the universe.
Yeah. All right. Ted, did we go to Ted already?
No.
I'm waiting on you.
I'm sorry.
What's up, Ted?
Yeah, he's waiting for him to
Stop
zip
talking. I'm sorry.
How y'all doing?
What's
Good.
up?
Good. I like to see Brian Flores come here because he's got a lot of fire with him. That's the main thing. And if things don't work out good with Coach Quinn, we can make the move like you said earlier and put him as head coach. But once we reload the cupboard, we're gonna be something else, man. That's all I can say.
So you think it's an attractive job? You'd be happy to have this job if you were a DC in demand.
I think so because the DMV and the fans are faithful, and I think he would enjoy being here.
Okay.
So much going on in this area right now. Him and his family would enjoy being here.
Right. Okay, thank you, Ted. Appreciate it, buddy.
And maybe they don't hire a defensive coordinator. Maybe they hire a guy who's a secondary coach or an assistant defensive
To
coordinator.
make him D coordinator.
To make him, yeah.
That's it.
Here's what gets me
Promotion.
Here's what gets me horny about his defenses. Blitzed on 42% of opponent dropbacks in 2025.
Yeah.
The highest rate in the NFC.
Mm-hmm.
Tries to get after the quarterback.
Got to have guys who can get after the quarterback.
Well, that's a huge component of it.
Although, if you look at the Vikings, they didn't have one guy in double digits in sacks.
Just a good system.
All right, let's go to Gary in Woodbridge.
Hey guys.
Hey, Gary.
What's up?
Hey guys. There's a couple of things. His ego is one because everybody thinks they can do better, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
He would get more money. He would be able to have some input into who the players are going to be. And the other thing is it would enhance his reputation, and later on he could be a head coach someplace.
I mean,
Yeah.
he might
be head coach this year.
This rotation.
Yeah, I mean, there's 9 jobs
Right. There are a
open.
lot of
I would actually
opportunities
bet
out there.
he's going to get a job.
It's probably a safer bet he will get a job.
9 jobs. You're not going to get one?
Especially when you look at
All
some of the
names I'm hearing?
yeah, some of the names are
Unless some of the owners,
Underwhelming.
Yes.
some of the owners could just be like not hiring him because he's suing the NFL and suing. It's
Yeah,
not
but I
just the
thought he
NFL;
would've
he's
been
suing
specific teams.
specific teams as well.
But I thought he would have been blackballed already. Like, I thought when he filed that lawsuit, that's it for him. Nice knowing you.
But
See you in college.
maybe the owners, behind closed doors are like, well, we'll hire him as a defensive coordinator, but
that's it.
That guy's not going to be my head coach.
Yeah.
There could be that.
Yep. I
going
agree.
on. We don't
I agree
know.
with that.
So the Cleveland Browns job is open. What you're saying is if you're a DC, let's just say theoretically just at defensive coordinator position, you would rather become the defensive coordinator there where they finished 4th in the league. They got Myles Garrett.
Myles Garrett. I'm going to look good. So the team might struggle, but my resume.
What if your defense gets worse? Because, we
okay, it
talk
might
about
get
starting
worse.
on the bottom.
Okay.
You got all this
But
room for improvement.
is it going to be really embarrassing if I finish top 10? What if I finish 9th? But you just say Myles Garrett got older. We didn't
Saying
really-
there's more pressure.
Okay. I would rather have Myles Garrett on my defense.
You'd rather have the
than-
horses.
than
That makes sense.
Whatever we got. I can't even name them. Von
Amos.
Miller now is politicking to be on the Broncos. I think he's already given up on the idea of coming back here.
Oh,
See
he's
that?
talking about going back
On his
to Denver.
podcast, he was begging to be on. Here's what I decided about
I don't think
Von.
they're bringing him back. How old
He
is he?
said he wanted to be a
36?
backup.
36.
He said I
Yeah.
wanted to be a backup in the room. Here's what I've decided about Von. Von knows it's very difficult to justify signing an older guy like him, and he'll play wherever they sign him because he's literally single focused on that sack list.
Yeah, yeah. He
Von's
doesn't care
set
where he's
for
going to
life.
go. Yeah.
He will play anywhere. He'll play anywhere if it counts towards the sack list.
Well, and not just that, but Washington's not going to bring him back. He's 36. They're going to get younger.
Well, he understands that.
Yeah.
And he knows it's gonna take even though he had 9 sacks, he's got to work. He's gonna have to really work to get signed. All right, let's go to Carlos. Carlos, what's up?
How's it going, fellas?
What's up?
Man, I've been praying for this. The 2 people who I really wanted was Mike McDaniels and Brian Flores. But, I mean, if we can get Brian Flores out of that, man, he has a proven track record with his defenses in New England. Like you guys said earlier, when he was in Miami, sure, he didn't have the best head coaching record. He was just under 500, but his defense was like that.
Let me ask you a
his
question.
defense
Did
has been
you
like that.
seriously ask God to give you Brian Flores?
Yeah, man. I have it in a text message with my brother and my cousin of like, yo, like, here are the two people that I want us to get, Mike McDaniels and Brian Flores.
I know, but did you ask God? Did you get down on your hands and knees before you went to bed?
You're praying for your health and Brian Flores.
Yeah.
Please, we need help on defense. I mean, we need help on offense, too. I'm this David Blau guy. I looked him up, but, I mean, I'm just, you know.
You're not very happy right now.
Right.
Hey, for all this might rub people the wrong way, but for as awful a owner as Dan Snyder was, he would get Brian Flores in a second. He would.
He was the guy.
He would covet Brian Flores so hard, have him at the Palm for his dinner, and have him trapped in his basement.
Would he go? And back in his heyday, I think he would.
Oh,
if
yeah.
the going rate was 6, he'd give you 10.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
If that's the guy, he would do anything by any means necessary. He would have him as defensive coordinator on this team.
Well, here's why you do it. Because in the last 3 years, his defenses in yards allowed have finished 10th, 12th, and 3rd this year. Commanders would kill to be in that territory.
Yeah.
In that discussion.
Josh, I don't know if he's too squeaky to go get Brian. Josh doesn't look. I don't know if Josh would be willing to get into a bidding war with other teams.
I think
Dan, if it was a bidding war, he would already be DC here.
I know, but then that faded. Dan stopped doing that. You know, he's
also ran out of money. I'm talking about prime Snyder.
I don't think I would be shocked if Josh Harris, if AP and DQ said this is who we got to get. If he balked, if he said you could get him, but only at X number, I would be surprised.
Right? You think he's going to cheap out when it comes to hiring a DC? When his defense stinks.
I mean, his entire life and reputation is based on this hitting. This has to hit, right?
But I don't think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be Flores. I think Flores is going to get one of these jobs.
I think so too.
I agree.
The thing you don't know about the names, I agree. The names seem like garbage. There
are a lot of
so
young
was
guys.
Liam Cohen last year. You know what I mean?
I'm still not sold on him. I mean, he's doing fine, but I'm still not sold on him.
Hey, just be ready to embrace your guy, Jonathan Gannon. Mr. Personality from Arizona.
I don't really care who they hire. Just tell me that he's just be good, be great.
He's got a good reputation as a DC. As a head
care.
coach, not so much.
I honestly don't care because I can't. I'm not gonna sit here and pontificate like I know one D coordinator is better than the other. I don't. So whoever they hire, just be great. I know you don't like that answer, but it's my opinion.
Here's
I don't know.
And here's the truth.
A great defensive coordinator.
If you rewind to 2 years ago, people loved Joe Witt. You loved Joe Witt originally because of his personality, because he had that fiery personality. I've said for a while, the personality doesn't mean anything.
Fiery.
Yeah.
I didn't think he was fiery. He sat in there at booth.
People love no.
You sit there and make up stories.
I'm not making it up.
He was the most boring guy in the booth I've ever
That's
seen.
how he became. But people love the way he talked in the pressers.
Whatever. I don't read that much into pressers.
I agree with you.
Coaches, they go up there, they talk for the minimum time they have to talk.
You like
get out.
Kingsbury doesn't
You're forgetting. You'd like the tough talk.
I might have liked that. I wouldn't balk at. Not the way he was on the sideline or on the booth.
I understand that eventually, but I'm saying initially,
it's all
when he was introduced and he's the defensive coordinator, you like that style.
Talked a good game.
Yes.
I did like that. That I agree with.
But Kingsbury didn't have a personality, and everyone loved him.
Kingsbury's personality is brutal.
Right, he's just boring, but everyone loved him.
Yeah. Let's go to not everybody can have the personality we have. Gates.
That's right. It's a gift.
Not everybody can make a living off their personality.
It's a gift and a curse. This is what we have.
DJ, what's up?
What's up, guys? How are we?
What's up?
Hey.
So I'm actually thinking a slightly different direction than Flores. Nothing against the guy, but I think maybe someone like the DC at University of Miami might be a better fit.
Who's the
might
DC?
be able to get him for cheaper, too. His name's Corey Heatherman. Pretty good. Got poached from the University of Minnesota.
He's talking about University of Miami.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Is he your buddy or something?
No. You guys will see if you watch the National Championship.
I talked about that dude like last week.
Yeah, he's I think Miami's
That's the
going
one
to
that
do
came from nowhere.
way better than people think.
He was coaching in Austria and Germany, and all these small New York City at Pace University, or Pace College, and
got it.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Let's go to DC. It says
What's
DC.
going
Is that his
on?
name? What's up, buddy?
DC from Southeast.
What's up, man?
How you doing?
Hey, good. How are you?
Our problem is sometimes we always try to reach for the top name and we get nothing.
Right.
why don't we look at somebody like Ken Norton Jr., who's on our staff? He's not going to cost a rack of money. He has been a D coordinator.
Yeah.
Now, only problem we have is he was with the defense last year, so did he agree with everything Whit was doing? Did he have the ability?
I don't know.
Here's
dude,
my response. He would have elevated him during the season instead of himself if he thought that highly of Ken Norton Jr.
Maybe. I'm
In
sure
my
he thinks
opinion.
highly of him, but I might actually implode. I don't have that many opinions, but if we replace both these guys with in-house guys after we just had a historically horrific season, I can't do it.
You would be out on them.
I can't do 2 in-house hires after a 4-win season.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to.
We ended up winning 5.
5.
We ended up winning 5.
Because of the hollow victory against the Eagles at the end.
Which I was rooting for.
That was Ken Norton Sr.
This is his lineage.
Ken Norton was like the bee's knees at one point, and then the bloom was off that rose, Cakes.
Well, yeah, he was the DC for the Raiders 2015 through 2017, and then the Seahawks defensive coordinator 2018 to 2021.
Yep. Yeah.
Since then, has just been a linebackers coach with UCLA and then the Commanders.
Right.
Even though he's close to
I
our
don't think
age,
they're going to
we're
hire
long
him.
in the tooth, in my opinion.
They're not going to hire. They're not going to hire from within from defense.
Very
If they
close to
hire
our
from within
age.
for both positions,
No, they're not going to do that.
I might implode.
Yeah, they can't do that. It's a bad
1-800
look.
636 1067. We're going to talk to Chris Mueller coming up at 9 from the Pony and Mueller Show in Pittsburgh. Get the latest on Mike Tomlin and what the Pittsburgh Steelers will be doing moving forward. Don't go anywhere.